Right team, another training video for you. We're back at Infinity Strength and Conditioning, Hicks's gym. We're going to be going for an event session today. I'm down here with Hicks, we've got Pads here, and in black as well. I think they're going to be doing some Europe's events. I've got today log press on a log with Andy and Hicks. Then I've got some farmers, some yoke, and some light atlas stones. It's been about 2 weeks since I've done events, guys. I've been a bit lazy. Well, not lazy, I've been waiting for a new plan, and I just kind of thought I'll have a break off it for a little bit. I don't usually log at this gym, but I've been practicing on the Slater log with Hicks. It's quite a bit different to a normal log press. You've got to make a little bit of adjustments with your hand position and stuff. So I'm going to have another play with that and see how it goes. Back. That's better, yeah. Because you're just missing this much depth of the bit. Because you're short. Log is not a short bit. Do that again, slightly wider feet, wider feet, slower dip, and go a bit deeper. So you're doing that thing. You need to get a little deeper. There you go, that's better. Slow that dip down, mate. Because as soon as you go fast, you can't tell how far you've gone. You can't tell where your body's gone. You're just going. So just be like slow, slow, bang, and then you can feel where you're going. And like I said, on your warm-ups only, just pause, and then you can read it. This change won't happen overnight. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Oftentimes you'll do a couple of good reps, and then when it gets really heavy, you'll revert back. Yeah. But it's something to just be aware of. I like this log. It feels really nice. JT.
Old school.
So, supposed to do 125 for 5, but the log's 130 empty, so hit 130 for 6. Pretty happy with that. Probably could have done 10 to be fair. Looked, well, not like look, but it felt pretty easy. It's just, because that log's about an inch shorter in diameter, when you're cleaning it, especially because obviously you've got to warm up on another log, it's a bit of a strange transition going from 13-inch log to 11-inch or whatever it is. So the clean always doesn't feel quite right. I've got to sit it differently, which I did wrong there, but I've kind of, you know, the first rep I'm probably always going to do wrong because it's like a transition. But also the handles are shorter, they're about the same length as my dick, so I can't get my thumbs out. It's an absolute pain in the ass. The thumbs, when you clean a log, guys, your thumbs got this because you can then control the rotation of the log a bit easier because you get more like leverage over the handle. But on these little pecker dick handles, you've got to just have them clasped, and it means it's very wristy. Like afterwards, my wrist's fucking gammed now. It just takes some getting used to. So if you ever have a Slater log coming up in a comp, don't know if you ever will, but I'd advise practicing on a wooden log because it's definitely a little different. I can see why people like them though. I feel as though if I got used to that, it feels a lot nicer to press, to be honest with you. But the clean, a little bit different. So see what's going on next set.
You've just got to watch out for them pepper dick handles.
And pecker dick handles. Oh, grip top, I love it. So if you go to chaosstrength.co.uk or something like that, get yourself one because it's a game changer. But actually no, don't get one because you know what? I did my time. I put in my time in the trenches. I put in that graph. 12 years, I became a logged on way before this happened. Okay, this doesn't make the logged on. This is just an addition to the logged on. So maybe get good with that at first before you find the cheat code. Oh, yeah! Whoa! Oh, savage little fuck! Just that. Come on, Andy!
Nice.
Finish! Come on! That was good, Andy. So tiny bit deeper dip and be more aggressive with them legs, yeah? You've got loads more in them legs. There you go. Stance wide, like you're going to press from. Slow dip, explode up, but that head, I want you to be looking at that log the whole time. Okay, until the fifth rep.
Leaning back, just head back.
Just head back looking at the log. If you keep your head back, you'll be in that position that I was on about. Because you can't look at the log. The only time you fuck it up is when this comes through. Because your back follows your head. So if you bring that head through, your back comes up. So as long as we stay here, we're good. And then on the fifth rep, you're going to come through that.
Before, to get that, I was doing this, but I'm just a bit more upright.
Yeah, you upright in your dip. Yeah, so you dip and then you push, and then because you're staying looking at the log, you're going to be led back. Yeah, that makes sense. Because then what we're doing there is we're kind of putting it all together. Yeah, makes sense. So nice dip and keep the head back. Look at the log. So dip with those legs like a push press, Andy. That's better. And last one, head through. Yeah, you were dipping like a strict press again before. Yeah. So we're here, we're upright, and then just dip. But all we're doing is staying back, looking at it. It's the only difference.
So I'm just leaning back a little bit much then?
You're leaning back on the clean. Don't think about leaning back.
Right.
The leaning back happens naturally just by looking at the log.
Right.
Because as soon as, to look at the log, you're here. Head through, you're here. That's literally the difference. So I don't want you leaning back like loads. Yeah. Because then you can't get the leg dry and the dip.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
So literally just think same push press technique, but we're looking at it. Yeah.
Because a lot of the time I feel the log, it's just confidence. I could be strong enough to press it, but I'll hit it wrong. And if I hit it wrong the first time, I'm just going to bow out, you know, it's not... I'm not like repeatable. There's deadlift and farmers, everything's consistent to me in the deadlift. I know I've never went to a giant's comp and not done what I thought I was going to do in a deadlift. But I've went and done always a lot worse than I thought I could do in that pressing. So fix this pressing, salvage a few more points back, you know.
So we were just looking over Andy's log. Not really much to fix on it really, but he's just his dips off. He's in like a bit of a strict press position, and then trying to add leg drive to it. So just showing him to get himself in a push press position, which is a more vertical torso, slightly wider stance, knees tracking out, so he can dip straight down. And then he also puts his head through a little too early. So it's pretty simple fixes really, nothing crazy, but he's losing a good probably 20 kilo off his press just due to inefficiency. But it's not just that, it's inconsistency as well. So one rep's good, one rep's off. So that's not a hard fix for Andy. Yeah, he just needs a bit of repetition and drilling. He also hasn't logged for a bit, so yeah, it's just off. But like I say, it's a simple fix. Needs some skill drills and some other bits. So I've just told him some bits to do that he can add into his training himself. But nothing, like I say, nothing crazy to fix, to be honest with you. He's got the strength there, he's just not extracting that strength through his positions. So he just needs to find that groove, find those positions, and his log will start flying, no problem. A lot of people forget strongman's a sport. They just think about getting bigger and stronger, but you need to practice your sport. Even adding 1% to your skill every week, that makes a world. In a year's time, you'll be so much better. Whereas if you just focus on the getting stronger, you're going to hit hurdles. You know what I mean? So
it just shows you with that, like, there can be plenty of power, but if you're not hitting the same rep consistently, you don't know where you're failing.
Exactly.
You just know you failed. You know, you failed 160, but why did you fail it? You've tried it 3 times and failed it in 3 different spots.
Push them knees out on that dip. That's better. There, that's best one. Head through. That's better. Second hold, 20-meter run. pick it up, 5-second hold, 20-meter run. That's what I'm doing today. So yeah, rats on this little girl grip of mine.
Come on, Shane.
Try him. So just then, guys, I just did some ab rollouts and just some hip flexion work with a kettlebell. Just because when I've been yoking recently, I've been getting a bit of pain in my hip flexors. Quite a common issue, really. And something you need to remember, this is for any pain, really. Any niggle, injury or neurological issue that you're dealing with that's, you know, having a sensory feedback of pain, then you need to lengthen the muscle and then strengthen the muscle. And that's kind of the cure for most issues, most injuries. So remember that little rhyme, lengthen and strengthen. You always lengthen first and strengthen second. The reason being is because if you strengthen first, then you're only going through the amount of range that you're able to acquire without that lengthening first of all. So you want to basically lengthen to open up the position, open up the range, and then strengthen through the whole range of motion that you've just acquired. You don't want to strengthen and then lengthen, because what will happen then is you will end up going back in the gym and always being back to square one and never progressing forward. You'll just be basically undoing your work every single time you do it. So this is the little trial I've done today from the program I've got to just see if this helps the hip flexor pain on the yoke. So I'm going to do a brace first of all. I'm going to pick up and hold about 220 kilo. The goal of the brace is to find my pelvis position, find my rib cage where I need to be, brace and hold so that I can feel everything through the 3 points of contact in your feet. Big toe, little toe, heel. We want to be evenly spread through the floor on all 3 points of contact of the feet. We want to be evenly loaded from shoulders, hips, mid-foot. And we want to make sure that the brace, the pelvis, is in a neutral position. I think that what I'm doing is I'm bracing with my pelvis tilted either posteriorly or anteriorly, which is causing a kinetic chain effect of issues in the hip flexors. So the goal today is lengthen the hips, strengthen the hips, cue and acquire the brace position I want, implement these strategies into the yoke runs and hope the hip pain goes away. If it does, great. If not, you know, back to the drawing board. I have to see if there's another fix we can implement. That's better. Today is kind of a light recovery day, and I'm doing one motion stone practice. It's no tacky. That I'm supposed to do it no tacky, but as you know, if you follow me, I hate no tacky stones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do it with my sleeves with like residual tacky on.
5 minutes later.
I just hate no tacky stones. I'm not doing no tacky stone. It's fucking shite. I'll definitely put tacky on. Right. It's 8 sets of 3, fairly low rest time. So I'm just going to do the 100. And like I said, I'm going to go heavy on stones next week. So I'm not too fussed about the load today. It's more about, you know, accumulating the volume. And I'm really bad at one motion stones, guys. I'm a bit old school with my strongman training, and back in the day no one used to one motion, so yeah, I never practiced it. So this is really the first phase of practicing it. I've done 2 sessions on it. I've got a bit better over the last 2 sessions. It's been my 3rd session one motioning, so yeah, I'm hoping I can, yeah, we'll continue getting better at it and add it to my kind of competition game. For now, I actually lap and load pretty much everything I do. This shit at one motions, mate. Right, so that's session done. There was no pain on the yoke, so that's buzzing. The stuff that I did obviously worked and removed the dysfunction or whatever's going on that was causing me pain in the hips. Like I said, I think it's a bracing issue. I think I'm flaring ribs. Ribs are really important, guys. When it obviously, if you've seen my rack position video, you'll see how important they are. But they're not just important for, you know, upwards into the shoulder joint. They're important into the hip flexor as well. So getting ribs and pelvis set neutral really important. I think I was just badly cueing that, so that's a good fix. Overall, good session. Nice to come down here and train with everyone. Hicks had a pretty good session. Didn't end too well. I think he had a bit of an issue on the heaviest log he did, but up till then it was looking really good. And obviously Andy come down to train with Hicks, but managed to look at his log a little bit, give him a few tips. So that was, yeah, overall good session. Enjoyed it. Can't wait to just keep doing this training block, keep moving forward, and I'm hoping, I'd love to get a 161 motion, you know, that'd make me fucking year. Bit of an ask that, to be honest with you, because I reckon I'm about 120 at the moment, but yeah, that's like a little goal in the back of my head is 161 motion. I feel as though I'm strong enough to do that. I just need to like learn the position. But yeah, that's it guys. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, call me a dickhead, whatever. Call Paul Smith a thumb again. Easy money.